Hey, do you want to talk to me and other cool people about Mortal Kombat and other things? Then join my new Discord. A link to it will be in the description, so go join it, or else. Everyone likes Reptile. I think that's a safe thing to say. I mean, who wouldn't? He's a badass. Some people like him a bit too much. But there's one person who doesn't like Reptile. NetherRealm Studios themselves. Reptile has been notorious for, unfortunately, being a jobber in recent years, which no one wants to see. There are characters who have also become jobbers like Baraka and Ermac, but today we're going to be focusing on poor old Reptile. The crazy thing is, in the original timeline, Reptile used to be a really strong and powerful top-tier character, at least for the first two games he was in, Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 3. If you want to see more of these rise and fall videos, let me know who you'd like to see me cover in a future one. I was thinking of Ermac next, for example, so let me know if you'd want to see that. Before we get started, make sure if you enjoyed this video, go check out some of my other videos. And if there's anything you want to see me cover in a video, let me know down in the comments below. And if I make a video about it, I'll give you a shout out. Don't forget to join my new Discord as well that I mentioned before. With all that out of the way, let's get into the video. The Rise. Now, we all know where Reptile debuted, right? He was the first ever secret character in any fighting game ever, I'm pretty sure. And this guy was a big fucking deal back in the 90s. Nowadays, any secret in a game is found within like a few days of the release of the game. But back then, there wasn't a Google or a YouTube or anything. The only thing you could go off of was the word of mouth and these cryptic hints the game gave you. And how the hell did anyone figure this out with those hints? Even though there wasn't much to Reptile in Mortal Kombat 1, he just borrowed moves from Scorpion and Sub-Zero. It didn't matter to anyone. Everyone just wanted to fight him so they could be the one to solve the mystery, and this hype carried into Mortal Kombat 2 where he debuted as a playable character. Now I can actually get into story because obviously there was no story to Reptile in Mortal Kombat 1, except that he was sent to the bottom of the pit by Shang Tsung so he could finish off anyone that survived the fall somehow. Despite Reptile being in, I'm pretty sure, the bottom tier in terms of gameplay and tier lists in Mortal Kombat 2, this dude was up there in terms of how strong he was in the story. The first thing we find out about Reptile in his bio is that he was Shang Tsung's own personal bodyguard. Why would someone want a bodyguard? Why would someone hire a bodyguard? So they can be protected by things they can't fight off. So Reptile being Shang Tsung's bodyguard is kind of a big deal. It's like Floyd Mayweather. Look at the amount of bodyguards he has when he goes out. And this is a younger, stronger version of Shang Tsung we're talking about. So that makes Reptile at the very least on par with Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 2. That has to mean something, right? And I think it means a lot. In his ending, which I know is not canon, he beats Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn like everyone in their ending does. And he revives his race, which he does in every ending, let's be honest. And you get to see his cool dinosaur head where he looks like Yoshi. Now in Mortal Kombat 3, it's a slight decline, but it's not as bad as it will be in a bit, trust me. Now in this game, Reptile is sent on a mission to kidnap Kitana, dead or alive, it doesn't matter, he just needs to get her. His ending is actually kinda sad. He kills Shao Kahn and then realizes he can't get his race back now because Shao Kahn was the only guy capable of bringing them back. Reptile also appeared in the 1995 movie, where he gave Liu Kang his toughest fight in that movie aside from Shang Tsung, and I'd argue against that. But here's where things go south quickly. Yeah, the Rise part was pretty short, huh? The Fall. Now in Mortal Kombat 4, we all know what happens in this guy's ending, don't we?
Lord and Master,
it is a simple request for one of such great power.
It is also not worth his attention.
I demand it. If it were not for warriors such as myself, his attack against Raiden's forces would have failed.
Perhaps you can convey your feelings to Shinnok himself.
What?
Infidel! You are in no position to demand anything. I could kill you with a mere thought.
But we had a deal.
A deal? I am not a god of my word, Reptile. All deals are off!
Yeah, you play through the entire ladder, you beat the broken Goro in this game, then the ending is him taking a knee to Quan Chi first of all, then is killed by Shinnok after demanding his race back. Now believe it or not, it gets even worse for poor Reptile. Now in Deadly Alliance, this will take a bit of explaining to do, so stay with me. Reptile is sent by Shao Kahn to get Shang Tsung's service, but when he got to Shang Tsung, he overheard him and Quan Chi talking about assassinating Shao Kahn. Reptile went back to tell Shao Kahn this, but gets distracted by Nitara, who told him she had knowledge of his race. She gives him an ancient Saurian sword as proof and told Reptile where Katana's forces were located. Reptile knew this would really help Shao Kahn find Katana, obviously, and continued back to go to his emperor. But when he got back there, it was too late. The Deadly Alliance killed Shao Kahn, and Reptile was now out of Master again. First he lost Shao Kahn, then he lost Shinnok, and now he's lost Shao Kahn again. Shortly after, Cyrax and Nitara went to a volcano to retrieve an orb that would separate Returnus from Outworld. Reptile tracked down Nitara because he was desperate for a master, and found out she was at the lava shrine, but he was too late. Neither of them were there, nowhere to be found. All that was there was the dragon egg that contained Onaga. Out of nowhere, the egg hatched, a beam of light struck Reptile, and Reptile's body became the vessel of the reincarnated Onaga. Onaga basically replaced Reptile here. Imagine being an OG character and then being replaced by a newbie, even though that newbie, to be fair, is the big boss of the game. In Armageddon, Reptile doesn't do much, honestly. He's back as explained in Nightwolf's ending, where Nightwolf bounded Onaga's soul to the Netherrealm, which separated him and Reptile's souls. He fights Taven, loses like he usually does, and that's it, and then he dies in the Battle of Armageddon like everyone does. Now we go to the current timeline, where all Reptile does is lose, and lose over and over and over again. In the Netherrealm timeline, Reptile has lost to Johnny Cage, Smoke, Sub-Zero, Stryker, Takeda, and Jackie. Fucking Jackie. So since Mortal Kombat 3, basically all Reptile's done is lose, and he hasn't won a fight since ever, actually. Not even in Mortal Kombat 2 or Mortal Kombat 3 he won. This character is so underutilized and so disrespected by the developers, despite being a fan favorite character since the 90s. It's insane. He might as well have been introduced in the 3D era games. Then it would make sense why NetherRealm hates him so much. Ed, why? We don't even know if he's dead or not. You kill him in Mortal Kombat 11's crypt for money, and he's a skin for Scorpion, which is so disrespectful, and it's a Combat League skin as well. Watch, in Mortal Kombat 1, he'll either be a cameo fighter or not in the game at all, or killed at the start of the story mode or something. So that's about it. Tell me what you guys think of Reptile's fall from grace down in the comments below. I really hope Reptile is a playable normally in Mortal Kombat 1 and he's not a jobber, but I can't say I'm confident in that. If you enjoyed this video, go check out some of my other videos, and if there's anything you want to see me cover in a video, let me know down in the comments below, and if I make a video about it, I'll give you a shout out. Thank you all so much for watching this video, and I will talk to you all later. Thank you.